Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita
Hey,
Just skip this. In this
Krishna Gopinath Vrindavan ki, Mathura ki, Jagannath Mandir ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki, Shishi Gaurnitai ki, Panchatattva ki, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki, Lord Premananda. How glorious it is, glorious it is, glorious it is, glorious is Shri Guru.
Hare Krishna. So we're very fortunate to have His Holiness Trivikram Swami Maharaj with us. So just give a brief introduction. Maharaj was born in 1941, a staunch sannyasi for more than 51 years. One of the senior leaders and ISKCON Guru was initiated by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada in 1969. And giving sannyas initiation in 1971. Maharaj is currently the senior most sannyasi, only next to Jagannath Swami Maharaj. With just one instruction from His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada based on the letter dated 1970, Los Angeles, USA, Maharaj has willingly accepted renounced order of life and dedicated whole life in the service of Srila Prabhupada. During Srila Prabhupada's presence on this planet, Maharaj was regularly assigned by His Divine Grace to spread Krishna consciousness in various countries worldwide such as USA, London, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines and India. Maharaj went to London temple on the instruction of Srila Prabhupada as senior brahmachari devotee to train and maintain the temple. This was the temple with the famous three couples right. Maharaj has served as a temple president at various centers and also as a pioneer in opening and expanding many centers, helping in preaching about Krishna consciousness. Maharaj served as a co-director of Mayapur along with His Holiness Jagannath Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj also served with a leading role in Delhi and as temple president in Chandigarh. Prabhupada used to give assignment each year person to Maharaj and Maharaj would directly report to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada personally said, he will always go wherever I send him. His Holiness is well known for his loyalty and obedience to Srila Prabhupada's teachings, mood and mission. And there is so much to say. Let's welcome.
You said enough. Jaya Amadava Jaya Javihari Jana Balava Jaya Giri Varagari Jaya Giri Varagari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Varachari Jaya Jaya Yamuna Tira Varachari Jaya 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! How about you know Bhajure Mana? You have it?
Yes.
Because maybe the ladies don't know. I know it, so you can show it to the people who don't know.
Screen turn towards the devotees.
The ladies are also devotees. Yeah. We don't want to learn the hard way like Dronacharya and Bhishma. They learn what it means to offend a lady. What am I going to say now? Bhajure Mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charanara Indre Bhajahure Mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charanara Indre Gulabama Nava Janamasa Sita Tapa Matavari Sana Edita Javidi Jagire Sita Tapa Matavari Sana Edita Javidi Jagire Translation. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless.
O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons.
Go on.
Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and the cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govind Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories constantly, remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense, and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Right.
Jai Govinda Das. So Prabhupada liked this. He said everything is here, the negative side, and then the positive alternative. Oh, I don't have to translate. Huh? Do all the ladies know English? What language do they know? Hindi? Or Marathi? Or what's this local language? Kannada. 80%, what about the other 20%? Huh? You want to translate this in Hindi? I don't know. Do we have it? Can we translate this in Hindi or Kannada or what else? What other languages?
महाराज ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೇಕು ಅನುವಾದ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ ओके हिंदी हिंदी कितना लोगों को हिंदी चाहिए आप इधर आ जाइए जी इस तरफ आ जाइए हिंदी हो
Whatever you like. You need microphone? Huh? One, but there's two. They want to do both microphones.
हिंदी में जिन भक्तों को चाहिए पीछे आ सकते हैं प्रभु जी नीरज प्रभु ट्रांसलेट करेंगे भक्तों के लिए जो इनको हिंदी चाहिए पीछे चले जाइए
बोलो बोलो As I say in English, I don't know what page it is. Where is it? So I'm going to say in English and they're going to... O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda. Simultaneously? Which makes one fearless. Who knows who is the son of Nanda? Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Day and night I remain sleepless, suffering heat and cold, wind and rain. For bitter flickering happiness I have vainly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of the bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari, and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, worshipping the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers, incense, and so forth, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Govinda Das Kaviraj Ki. What should I do next? More bhajan? What time is it? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Okay, what about Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Dayite. Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Dayite. Hey Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Dayite. Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Dayite. Gokula Tarani Mandala Maite. Gokula Tarani Gokulacharan Mandala Mahite. Gokulacharan Mandala Mahite. Hey Radhe Oh Ramadaraji, Radhana Veche, Hari Niskita, Vindavi Veche. Ramadaraji, Radhana Veche, Hari Niskita, Vindavi Veche. Gokulacharan Mandala Mahite. Gokulacharan Mandala Mahite. Hey Radhe Jaya Oh Radhe Jaya Yadi Vishavanu Dadi Navashashi Leke Lalita Shakti Gunaramita Oh Vishavanu Dadi Navashashi Leke Lalita Shakti Gunaramita Shakti Sharanam Kurumai Karanambanite Sanata Sanatanavani Sacharite Sharanam Kurumai Karanambanite Sanata Sanatanavani Sacharite Translation.
O Radha, beloved of Madhava, O you who were worshipped by all the young girls of Gokula, all glories unto you, all glories unto you. You who dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodara's love and attachment for you. O Queen of Vrindavan, which is the pleasure grove of Lord Hari. O new moon that has arisen from the ocean of King Vrishabhanu. O friend of Lalita, O you who make Vishaka loyal to you due to your wonderful qualities of friendliness, kindness and faithfulness to Krishna. O you who are filled with compassion, O you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages Sanaka and Sanatana. O Radha, please be merciful to me.
Shri Radhe Kanji. I was in a car with Srila Prabhupada. You don't have to translate. Is somebody translating? So we were coming from the airport, and I was driving, and Srila Prabhupada was in the car. And we're going to the airport, I forget. Going to the airport. So anyway, Prabhupada suddenly started speaking. He said, Radharani is the best devotee of Krishna. Then he said, but Mother Yasoda is also very good. So that, we are following. Sometimes if there's a quarrel between Radha and Krishna, we side with Radha. This Bhakti Siddhanta, if somebody mentioned Chandravali's name, he became straight like an arrow. Because Chandravali, of course, she would sometimes take Krishna. And Radharani was expecting him to come there, but he didn't come. So Krishna is the supreme. That's a fact. But still, Radharani is the best devotee. So we want to be the best devotee. We want to follow the best devotee, so we can be the best devotee. I mean, best as possible. We can't be like Radharani, of course. She's in another tattva. But as Jiva Tattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he encouraged us to follow in the footsteps of the gopis. And of course, the head gopi is Radharani. We know how Sanat Goswami, when he left his government post, came to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was appreciating. He said, you've done what nobody can do in this world. You've given up big position. Just like now, we have men with big position, like Mr. Modi. If we told him, Mr. Modi, now you've been prime minister long enough. If you came and be a full-time bhakta, that would really be the best thing for you, the best thing for your country. It would be, but he's not going to hear it, right? No, I mean, I'm not making fun of the man. I think I have a lot of respect for him. But Sanat Goswami gave up being the prime minister just to join Lord Chaitanya's movement. He did. He was the prime minister. The king was a Muslim king, I forget his name, but he was always traveling, and he left Sanat Goswami in charge of the whole country. What was it, Bengal or Bihar or whatever. So it's difficult We see it even in our ISKCON society. If somebody becomes temple commander, watch out. As soon as you have position, it can go to your head very easily. And you can think, what I'm doing is the most important thing. Even if your position is dog catcher, in charge, you know? If you're the chief dog catcher, then So we have to be careful because we have an institution, so there are positions. In order to manage the society, there has to be temple president, temple commander, the head pujari, head Sankirtan leader, like that. Otherwise, there won't be the proper discipline. Discipline is required in an institution. Previously, we read that the Vaishnavas didn't organize, at least the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. They would just come together sometimes. They stayed on like the outside of the city a little bit, or the village, and they would chant and mostly, do 100 rounds or something every day, chanting on their beads. But they didn't. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is the one who first really organized the Gaudiya Vaishnavas to have a discipline, organization. And so Prabhupada tried to follow in his footsteps. And of course Prabhupada left us with this organization. So we have to manage it, but there's danger. There's danger, just like happened to the Gaudiya Math. Every sannyasi started his own mission. Now they have like 78 Gaudiya Maths because every sannyasi. So Prabhupada didn't want that. He wanted us to remain united. And there's a struggle. Sometimes we hear ISKCON West and ISKCON East, that they don't get along so good. You don't hear these things here. But, okay, that's good. But there's some rumors like that on the issue, especially of women becoming Diksha Gurus, there's some little controversy and different people have different opinions. So I don't want to get into the controversy, but I'm just praying that we keep the mission united. That was Prabhupada's desire. I saw it from 1969. He was taxing his brain how to keep the society together after he left. He saw what happened to his Guru Maharaj's mission, and he thought that was not pleasing to his Guru Maharaj, so he wanted to make a mission that would continue. And I'll tell you another story. We were in a car together, coming from the morning walk in Los Angeles, 1976. So I was fortunate, being a sannyasi, we could always squeeze into the cars. That was one advantage. Even Prabhupada's servants couldn't keep us out too well. We wanted, hey, I'm a sannyasi, so they had to let us in. And it was good. I got a lot of association for Prabhupada that I wouldn't have ordinary got. Anyway, we were coming in the car, and we came back to the LA temple, but we came back a different way, and the devotees didn't see us as we approached. They were looking in the other direction. So all the devotees are on the street. In Los Angeles, we have like a whole street. And they were waiting for Prabhupada, and they had their bead bags. The children were there, too. Everybody was there. Their children were screaming like this, though. And Prabhupada saw them, right? And then suddenly, Prabhupada spoke with full conviction. Full conviction. He said, they cannot check this movement. We were in the back seat. They cannot check this movement. This movement will go unchecked for the next 10,000 years. We have to help him now, make sure it goes unchecked. Because he also warned, the danger will come from within. Outside, what can they do? They can throw mud and everything, but we're going to go on. But inside is more dangerous. So, some of your senior people who are, leaning towards schism, then please, let's cool heads. Prabhupada used this word, cool head, a lot. Be cool-headed. In other words, mode of goodness. Passion, you're going to get what you want, but it ends up miserable. Cool-headed. We have to be cool-headed about this. Okay, I'm supposed to tell some stories about Prabhupada. Okay, I was fortunate. Prabhupada in 1969, he initiated me and then sent me to London to help the Grihastha couples who requested a brahmachari to help. They just got the temple and they needed some brahmacharis to guide them. So I was there a month before, and then Prabhupada came, and he stayed for 3 months. And I was senior brahmachari, so I was given the service of giving Prabhupada massage every day. And it took him 45 minutes or an hour. And I really experienced that Prabhupada was an ordinary man. Before I was thinking, I was raised by a Catholic mother and father, and they said you should never worship a human being. And I think, well, Prabhupada's a human being, why are they worshiping? But after that few months, I understood Prabhupada's not an ordinary human being. He is a pure devotee. He has no malice. He's everyone's well-wishers. He signed every letter here. Every well-wisher. He was the real thing. At least he convinced me, and I was skeptical. I was a little older. I'd been in the Navy. I'd graduated university, 26 years old. But I thought, let me try it. If it doesn't work, I can always get a job and get married and be it. Right? But that was 1968, so I'm still thinking of maybe I should get married. No, just joking. I'm 81 now. This is my 82nd year. So I don't think I'm going to go back to being a. But I still need your prayers. I mean, Maya is very strong. That's a fact. This is Maya's kingdom. Once Prabhupada came to London, when he came there, I was there. The first day he came, he said to Mukunda's wife, Janaki, she spoke in a very emotional voice, she said, with a feminine, she said, Prabhupada, you're so wonderful, you want to save the whole world. So we were kind of shocked that she spoke so forcibly. It was only devotees, but and Prabhupada was thoughtful, and he said, yes, but it's not easy because this is Maya's kingdom. In other words, Maya is the default position. You don't have to try to. Like Prabhupada said something, one devotee said to him, Prabhupada, don't send me out on the street because now it's summertime, the women are half-dressed. When I go out there, I fall in Maya. But if I'm with you, then I'm okay. Prabhupada said, sometimes you fall in Maya. Prabhupada said, you're always in Maya. Sometimes you fall in Krishna. So this is natural. And even he said, don't be surprised at those who leave this mission. Be surprised at those who stay. It's not easy to remain devotee. I mean, it's easy in one sense. What does Krishna say? Mama Maya. Maya is difficult to overcome. What? One who surrenders to me, it's easy. But we're used to surrendering to our guru, our mind. The mind says go here, we go there. Mind says go here, we go here. So this is, Prabhupada was once there. What is the biggest obstacle on the path of devotion? Prabhupada said, you are. Our own mind is our this is mentioned 6th chapter also. Mind is the best friend or worst enemy. 6:6. Yeah. Okay, so I was in London then. Prabhupada came. I was given the service of giving massage. So the first day I gave massage, Prabhupada seemed to accept it okay. I was trying hard. And Prabhupada liked hard massage. It was the doctor told him it was good for his circulation. He had had a stroke. And so he needed a massage and he liked vigorous massage. So he was satisfied with me. And then I said, Prabhupada, I never gave massage before, so I'm going to go to the library this afternoon and get a book on how to give massage. I said, it's not necessary. He said, you read Bhagavad Gita and Krishna will tell you how to give massage. Well, I never read a book on giving massage. Then there was one that sticks in my mind because Prabhupada chastised me. So it was the first time we had a big open program in London. There was a lot of Hindus came, 300 or 400 Hindus came, big advertised open program. And during the program, Prabhupada was speaking in Hindi somewhat. So once somebody was objecting, he stood up. He was saying, what about Lord Shiva? Something like was going on. We couldn't follow so clearly. But Prabhupada got angry with the guy. He said, sit down, you are nonsense. And we never saw Prabhupada like that because he was so humble in his personal dealings. He was so humble. And then he was blasting this guy. So the next day was a series of lectures. So I was giving him a massage and I like getting him in shape for another knockout performance. And I was massaging and talking and massaging. It was like and I was thinking, you and me probably could take over the world. So that was my mood, and suddenly Prabhupada said, no! My hands froze on his body. And then he said with another voice, just like a child, way from in his heart, he said, I am just a humble servant. I felt so embarrassed that I was thinking I shouldn't be allowed to be in the same room with this person. He's such an aristocrat. I'm just an ordinary guy from New York. But I have no good qualities. It's just by good fortune, Prabhupada is letting me be in the same room with him. What to speak of touching his body. And there was a throw rug there. I thought I should go under the rug. But because Prabhupada was so humble, he made me a little humble. That's how Prabhupada taught us mostly, by example. I mean, he gave so much precept, but he lived it. He walked the talk. He didn't just tell us what to do, but he was also very humble. And how is it possible? Because he was always remembering his spiritual master and Krishna, and in that relation, he was a humble servant. So it wasn't artificial. He was saying, I'm a humble servant. He was saying a humble servant, I'm a humble servant, because he was a humble servant. He told us the only qualification, I took the order of my spiritual master as my life and soul. That was his qualification. We can also have that qualification. So I'll tell a follow-up story. The same period of time, maybe 2 months later, Prabhupada was giving Bhagavad Gita class in the evening, a small temple room, much smaller than this. And Prabhupada was saying how the spiritual master is the representative of Krishna. And suddenly I got a mystic vision that Prabhupada was not an ordinary man. He was really the direct representative of Krishna, and he was just standing right in front of me, sitting right in front of me. And it made a big impression on me. So I didn't say anything, but next day when I went to give massage, we would give massage every morning, 11 o'clock, for about an hour. And then Prabhupada would take a shower and have prasad. So I was coming to see him the next morning, and I said, Srila Prabhupada, I very much liked your class last night. And Prabhupada said, oh, what part did you like? I said, yes, Prabhupada, the part where you said that you were a representative of Krishna. So when I said that, he didn't say no, he accepted it fully. And then he gave it back. He said, you also can be representative of Krishna. When you say, Prabhupada said, or Krishna said, then you're also a representative of Krishna. So it's not a great, you don't have to be able to stand on one finger or your head or something. All you have to do is represent the message of Bhagavad Gita. Then you're also a guru. So it's not very hard. Represent it. But if you add or subtract, like this Sadguru guy or something, then you become bogus. There's so many bogus gurus here in India. Chinmayananda people, Ramakrishna mission people, they twist Krishna's words. They don't give it as it is. I'm sorry if any of you are followers, but it may be. But Prabhupada, once he was giving in Bengal, mean, Bengal, they all love Vivekananda. The Bengali and Ramakrishna. You can't talk. Prabhupada was giving class in Bengal. He's a Bengali. And, of course, that's external. Prabhupada is the follower of the Gopis. So anyway, he was giving class, and he said, because of Ramakrishna mission, all of Bengal has gone to hell, or something like that. Yeah. He said something like that. And when he spoke like that, more than half the class got up and walked out. No, it's not a joke. They left. And Prabhupada took it seriously. I mean, he's speaking to 400 people and suddenly 200 people get up and walk out. So then Prabhupada told, we have to be a little more tactful. And it's not a joke. I mean, if somebody has a lot big attachment to this, just like the Christians, right? We don't ridicule Lord Jesus. But still, we should know that they're not doing a service. So we get them, if we have an opportunity to preach to them, we should plead with them. Please, try to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is. Don't yato machatupat. Where in Bhagavad Gita does it say yato machatupat? It says if you worship the demigods, you go to the demigods. You worship the ancestors, you go to the ancestors. You worship Krishna, you go to Krishna. So it's common sense. Why do they say yato machatupat? Whatever you do is the same. Isn't that what it means? What is it? Who knows Bengali? Yato machatupat means?
Water path means.
Yeah, whatever path you take, it's okay.
Lead to same destination.
Huh?
They say whatever path you take, it leads to the same destination.
Yeah, it doesn't lead to the same. If you buy a ticket to Delhi, you go to Delhi, you don't go to Bombay. It's common sense. And Krishna makes it very clear in the Bhagavad Gita. Those who worship me, come to me. Throughout the Gita, he's saying, Man Manabhava, Man Bhakta, become my devotee, come to me. Sarvadama Prityaja. Isn't it a reoccurring theme of Bhagavad Gita? So why they take Krishna out of the Bhagavad Gita? This is Krishna's book. You should take it as the author is giving it, not add your own idea. Okay, you can preach whatever, but don't take Bhagavad Gita. We should claim proprietorship. You can speak whatever you want, but not from Bhagavad Gita. Here's what Bhagavad Gita says. The Sanskrit is clear. Very clear. And don't twist the words of the Krishna. It's an offense, and we can try to save them. But at the same time, if they can't hear, I met a man just recently in Orlando who was like that. His son wasn't interested. This was the father, maybe 65, right? All he did was preach Vivekananda and Ramakrishna. I could hardly talk. What did I do? I just, let him talk, and then I don't let him come back. I mean, because he's on a, Christians are the same way. The Christians sometimes come to the temple, and even Muslims came to our temple there. But then, you say, listen, if you want to preach the glories of Lord Jesus, open a church down the block. Here we're glorifying Krishna. That's all. We have a right to preach what we according to Bhagavad Gita. These are Krishna's words. And let me tell you, this Bhagavad Gita is special. Nobody has a shastra like this. So clear, from beginning to end, not any doubt. Arjuna comes in doubt, and all those doubts are removed, and he agrees to be. And then Krishna doesn't force. He says, this is my opinion. Please consider what you think and do as you please. This is the Lord. He doesn't force anybody. People asked me just yesterday. A man came with his young son in Juhu. And boy was very nice looking, 20 years old. The father was saying, well, we don't understand this one thing. Why Krishna doesn't force us to give up this Maya? I force my son, and he's doing good. I tell him, no, you can't do it. I'm ready to smack him. Why doesn't Krishna do that to us? So then, what's the answer? No.
Krishna respects free will of every living entity because he loves them. Then there is no more love in the world, and it forces them. and there is also resentment.
That boy may be doing what his father says now, but when he's grown up more on his own, he may think, I didn't like it my father was forcing me. Right? No, even a child will rebel. If you try forcing him, he may agree because you have a club. But better to convince him by logic and reason. And that's what Krishna does to Arjuna. Therefore, at the end, he can say, even though I spent so much time with you, and you're my friend, but still, this is my opinion. Now you consider, do as you think is best. He wants Arjuna to put his money in the pot, so to speak. You know, get involved in it. It has to come from, because, why is that? Because we've left the spiritual world because of our desire. Each one of us individually, it wasn't a mass exodus. Each one of us individually have decided we want to put ourselves in the center. But in the spiritual world, everybody agrees to put Krishna in the center. But if that desire comes up and we act on it, then naturally Krishna gives us the material world. Okay, here, you can imagine you're the center. You can be Hitler and think you're the center of the universe. But actually you're not. Therefore, Isha Vashamidam Sarvam. This is the instruction. Lord Jesus also says, thy will be done. Muhammad also says, submit to Allah. So this is not something new, but we have a clear picture who is God. Krishna, in threefold bending form, Shamshana, color, dancing. This is an ideal conception of God, highest conception. There's no higher conception, theistic conception. They have the idea God is an old man with a beard or something. Yeah. But we have a clear picture. Here's the most attractive person. Shouldn't Krishna be the most attractive? He attracts everyone. Even Kamsa is attractive, but in the wrong way. But he's always thinking of Krishna. Is he coming to kill me? So we have the right thing, Krishna, and we have the right representative of Krishna, the divine grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami. So remain loyal to Prabhupada. Don't create a schism. Keep going. Krishna will work everything out. But still, there can be danger. So I hope you all have some influence on our leaders and let's avoid a schism. Even I met, by coincidence, I was invited to come to a Hindu university meeting in Orlando. They just started this Hindu university. I know them from before. But they're not real devotees. But anyway, I went out of respect. There's some nice people there. And the leader, he said to me, I hear there's trouble in your society. And he was a little happy about it. You know, not openly happy, but they don't like us because we always come to the same point, surrender to Krishna. They want wiggle room. They don't like that we're saying no. The end result, you should do what Krishna wants. Most Hindus, they want to, hedge their bets. Little here, little there, yatamat, yatapat, So, the point is, the leaders of the Hindu society in America, they know that there's some quarrel within ISKCON, and they're happy about it. So let's try to avoid breaking up. Okay, I'll tell another story about Prabhupada. Before, what time is it? Time to quit? 8:30. So, you would like the story how he chastised me or he praised me?
Both.
Okay. So he chastised me because Gopal Maharaj came to me in 1974 in India, and he said, he was the GBC for all of India at the time. He said, Srila Prabhupada wants you to stay here in Mayapur and be co-director with Jai Pataka because Bhavananda has to leave to get his visa fixed. So I had already had a plane. I was going to Korea or someplace, and I had this boy who was going to go with me. I like to be, where the action was. And I was thinking, Mayapur, there's nothing happening except during the festival. Nobody was coming. 74, 73. So I said, I'm not staying Gopi. You're not my GBC, so you can't tell me. You can't tell me. So like that. So later in the afternoon, the same day, we were having a darshan in the Prabhupada, and his quarters there, not many, 30 people or so. And Prabhupada said, Srila Prabhupada, Sriram Swami said he's not going to stay here. and be a co-director in Mayapur. The Prabhupada said, what is the problem? Why you don't want to stay? It came right after me. I said, well, Prabhupada, you know, and I gave some excuses. And ultimately I surrendered because he said, the last argument I gave was, you know, I've been a sannyasi for 5 years and I haven't had a chance to preach. If I stay here in Bengal, I won't have a chance to preach in English. Prabhupada said, oh, you've been a sannyasi for 5 years and you haven't had a chance to preach? What makes you think you know how to preach? Then I surrendered. I said, yes, sir. Okay, and then the times he was so sweet to me, mostly he was sweet to me. But he just, you know, I was a pushy American. I was older. I was 26. I'd been in the Navy. I'd been in college. And I felt I'm going to find out what's going on with this movement. And so I pushed Prabhupada, and he pushed back. But this one time, I was hoping to go with Prabhupada when he left to continue my service as giving massage, because I liked that so much. This was 69. Prabhupada was leaving. And Prabhupada, whenever I would ask him about it, he would say, let us see what Krishna wants. So he didn't push me. But then his servant came to me, maybe a week or so before Prabhupada left, and he said, stop bothering Prabhupada about going to America with us, because Prabhupada has invited this one boy, Pendra, he's having some trouble. Prabhupada has agreed that he can come and be Prabhupada's Masoor when we reach America, Boston. So the next day I was driving Prabhupada. I was the chauffeur also. We were in London, so we were on the wrong side of the road. Here in India, you drive on the wrong side of the road too. You know, America thinks whatever we do is right, so. Anyway, I was driving Prabhupada, and I said to him, in a very clear voice, I said, Purushottam, that was his servant. You know. Purushottam said that Upendra is going to be giving you a massage when you go to America. So Prabhupada responded. You know how he responded? Utter silence. Just the two of us in the car. He spoke very clearly. Utter silence. It went on. So then I thought, it must be true. I'm not going. So I resolved myself, or reconciled that I wasn't going. I accepted it. And that was like the confirmation of Prabhupada's silence. But then the silence was still there. So I felt a little awkward, you know, and I thought, how can I break the silence? And at the same time, let Prabhupada know that I was resigned to not going with him. So I said to Srila Prabhupada, I said, Srila Prabhupada, I never met with Pendra. Is he a nice boy? That's my offering. Then Prabhupada turned to me in a very intimate way. He said, not as nice as you. I mean, right in my heart. I thought Prabhupada loves me. Sri Prabhupada ki Jai! So it's true, he loves us all. He loves all of you. And that's his power. He's Shakti-based. He can reciprocate directly with you also. Of course, we should get Riktha. We don't agree with these Rikthiks. We should get Diksha Guru. Prabhupada didn't say he was going to. Rather, he said the opposite. There's an instance there, even when Prabhupada was on the planet, There was one doctor from Bengal who came, he wanted to get initiated, and Prabhupada told Tamal, in this condition I can't initiate him. And then he said, Japataka can do. So even when Prabhupada was present, he delegated or had others initiate. And he said, for now I stop. And Tamal asked, stop what, Prabhupada? Stop initiating. Prabhupada stopped initiating when he was on the planet. He said, if I recover, then we can think about it. But he stopped. So these Ritviks are wrong. They think Prabhupada is continuing to initiate. No. We know from the Mahabharata what happened to Ekalavya, the forest boy. When he put Drona, in other words, the Diksha, Shiksha, or the guru-disciple relationship is voluntary on both sides. The guru has to agree. So how do they know Prabhupada agrees? It's risky. Prabhupada may, but Prabhupada never. In other words, Krishna came to reestablish parampara. So, did Prabhupada come to stop parampara? Krishna came to Krishna came to reestablish parampara, and Prabhupada came to stop it? That's what these Ritviks are saying. Now it's stopped. No more gurus. Prabhupada is a guru forever. But that, it's not even common sense. But they're very forceful, right? Who's this boy who's preaching on a YouTube and stuff? What's his name?
Jay Shetty.
Huh?
Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty.
He was fighting with Gorgopal.
Hi. No.
Gorgopal is Radhanath's disciple. So he was criticizing him in an open forum. I forget anyway. Anyway, he's smart. I mean, he's not a stupid guy. But he's wrong on this point. Prabhupada is going to be initiating everybody for the next 10,000 years. He told us clearly, the Diksha Guru is required. Give the neck beads, we can say Prabhupada's the prominent Guru in ISKCON because ours is a Shiksha line. So he's the Shiksha Guru for everybody who reads his books. You can feel Prabhupada is my most important link to Krishna. The GBC said that's allowed. You can do that. So others will think, oh, Radhanath, no, I don't want to go directly to Prabhupada. I'm happy with Jagannath, I'm happy with Radhanath. Some people even stupid enough to say they're happy enough with Sridhar Swami. But still, the point is, Prabhupada didn't encourage or didn't say that he was going to be Diksha Guru. There's a difference. Diksha Guru gives a name, gives the neck beads, fire sacrifice, those things are going on. But we have to defeat these Ritviks. Where was I? Did I get sidetracked? We were finishing, right? Oh yeah, I told them a good story. So we're done. Unless there's one question? Any question? Two questions.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for wonderful class. So this is the last bhajan we were singing. So I just wanted to ask, here it is said that Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite. So where is this story of Sanak Sanatana telling about Radharani?
Well, he wrote that where Gopal Kumar is traveling all over. What's the name of the book? We had Bhagavatamrita. So there, he's bringing Gopal Kumar back to Vrindavan. I forget exactly how it is. But these are Goswamis, Sanat Goswami, Rupa Goswami. They were also followers of the Gopis. So naturally they knew about Radharani. Just like Roberts knew. She's the best devotee. I heard in my own ears. So what, wouldn't Sanat Goswami know that Radharani is the best devotee? Lord Chaitanya clearly said that we're followers of the gopis. And who is the best gopi? Radharani. Okay, next question. Yeah.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna Maharaj. In the last few months of Srila Prabhupada in this material world, we have heard your name a lot coming in the discussion of the conversations that happen. Can you please describe some of the closest moments that you had with Prabhupada?
You know, it's not a very fun topic for me to talk about. Prabhupada's last days. It's sometimes said that Prabhupada was 80% lenient, but in the last days, he wasn't 80% lenient. He was very severe sometimes. So, okay, I'll tell you one story. I was sick. The lead up to it is, we had 24-hour kirtan going in Prabhupada's room, even when he was sleeping. We had small cartels, very softly we'd play, and the only time he stopped when Prabhupada wanted to speak, then of course the kirtan would stop. And the secretary, or he would speak to all of us, and sometimes he spoke individually to us. Once he appreciated my chanting of Sringarti. So, in those days, if Prabhupada appreciated you, you knew that you must have done something pleasing, because he didn't speak much, and when he spoke, 50% of the time he was chastising. No, really, it wasn't a joke. He chastised me at that time, also. But I already told him what to be chastised me. So the story I was wanting to tell you, I was sick, so I didn't come for my service of chanting. And when I came back, Prabhupada recognized my voice. He couldn't see very well, but his hearing was good. He recognized my voice. He said to me, "Oh, you are still here." So I felt like crying when he said that. Where would I go? Prabhupada's in his bed in his last days. Where would I go? But anyway, I didn't say anything, and then Prabhupada kept talking. He said, "I'm simply a botheration for you young boys. You should be out preaching, but instead you have to stay here and take care of me." It was like from the Mahabhagavat platform. He was coming down to thinking he was the worst devotee and glorifying us. Sometimes we hear Mahabhagavat talks like that. Everybody else is serving Krishna except me. So that mood came into Prabhupada a little bit. And so he felt like that. Then he told me, call the others. So all the leaders came, and Prabhupada said, I want to go on a bullock's cart to go around Govardhan Hill. It was just before Govardhan Hill, or Govardhan period day. And so, but he never did, because Tamal and others, Bhakti Churu, they didn't want him to go, and he changed his mind because of their love. And that happened in front of me also, that Babaji, Krishnadas Babaji was there with Prabhupada, and Bhakti Churu and Bhavanandi came in and saying, Prabhupada, Tamal is very upset that you're going to go on a bullock's cart. He doesn't want you to go, and he's very upset, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, no, I did not want to create disturbance. And he turned to Babaji and said, see how much they love me. So that was the last remembrance I have of Prabhupada speaking. Shri Prabhupada ki. Jai. Doesn't seem right to end on that. That's why I didn't like to speak about the last days.
We want to hear more.
I'll give class tomorrow morning, I can speak more. Okay? So you take charge. What are we doing? Now we're...
Hare Krishna. So very fortunate to hear from His Holiness Vikram Swami Maharaj about Srila Prabhupada's pastime. So let's thank Maharaj by one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And tomorrow morning, Maharaj will be giving class in ISKCON Sarjapur Road. So anybody who wishes to come, you're most welcome. Hare Krishna.
How many are coming at 5 a.m.? So at 5 a.m., and those who want to sleep in have to be here at 7:30. But that might not be possible to work. Anyway, I hope to see you again. If you can't come tomorrow morning, tomorrow night. Prabhupada ki. Hey, I really feel inspired by your presence. Like when I was a Jew, I couldn't speak very clearly because the whole place is always going. The tourists are coming through. Yeah, I felt like it was done in a circus. There's always. I think I suggested they should have a room like this near the temple because it's so popular that people are coming through. And the kids are talking and the babies are crying, and I couldn't get a proper. The only thing you could do is chant to overcome the talking, but then my voice was going. I couldn't chant all the time. Okay. So anyway, the point I'm making, I'm very inspired to be with you all tonight.
बच्चे लोग
Somebody has to chant.
Hare Krishna. So we also have His Grace Sarvam Prabhuji with us, and they will be Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji will be giving class in Hindi. Bhagavad Gita के ऊपर प्रभुजी प्रवचन करेंगे पूरा 21 दिसंबर से 30 दिसंबर तक पूरा भगवद गीता का
So we welcome Prabhuji to please come. SK Sarva Prabhuji, we welcome Prabhuji to please come.
Please come in a queue. Please form a queue, Haribol. Please form a queue, Prabhujis. Tunal Pani.
हरे कृष्णा। मॉडर्न महाराज जो है कहते हैं भारतीय में सभ्यता है, इसलिए सही हम सभ्यता दिखाना है, इसलिए सही। हरे कृष्णा। अलग अलग महाराज कहते हैं।
अभी लागे
I'm telling you, just reminding you.
There is Nagesh too.
Can you please
I will get. You can't commit to devotees at least.
The camera. Oh, sure.
It's over. Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, I didn't get. So I'm not eligible. I agree. Today, Prabhu gave.
No, no, everybody will say you.
Oh, but Krishna is also merciful. I can see.
Can you wind up this? Close this and put it inside. Get to 504.